I am a 15-year-old female who started a new school in April last school year, so I didn't really have a lot of time to make new friends before summer. I ended up sitting at lunch next to a boy named Kyle, 16M, who wasn't sitting with anyone either. He's a little weird and turns out he's autistic, but I didn't want to eat alone, so I saw he had a Space Camp t-shirt on and asked him if it was fun. Space and astronomy are something he is like obsessed with, so he told me all about Space Camp and then started talking about other space stuff, and it was actually kind of nice because I didn't have to say much and it was interesting, plus he was really excited to talk about it, so win-win. We sat together most lunches until school was out and talked a little over the summer, so we're friends now, I guess. He's in a couple of my classes this year, so even though I have other friends now, we still hang out. He invited me this weekend to come over for dinner and see his new telescope that he got for his birthday. It sounded fun, so I went and met his parents and they seemed really happy that he had a friend over. Like his mom was super clear that I can come hang out anytime I want. The telescope is pretty neat, he can control it with his laptop, so we got to see some nebulas and different things. I had to go home since it was getting late and Kyle's dad said he would drop me off since it's just like 10 minutes away and he was going to grab a couple things from the store anyway. I let my parents know and they said it was okay. Kyle's dad was doing the dad chat while we were in the car and then said it was really nice of me to be friends with Kyle and asked if we were dating. I thought he was just teasing me, so I laughed and said no. And then it got really weird because he was like trying to talk me into dating Kyle and said if I'd take him to the homecoming formal he'd pay for everything and a little extra. I didn't know what to say because it was creeping me out, so I just laughed, and then we got to my house, so I said thanks and went inside fast. I wasn't going to tell anyone, but my dad figured out that something was wrong, so he came and asked me if everything went okay for real, and I told him about Kyle's dad. He said not to worry about it and that I don't have to date anyone or go to a dance with anyone if I don't want to. Kyle was out of school Monday and Tuesday, and yesterday he was looking really bad and like he was avoiding me, so I asked him if he had been sick. He said his parents had been fighting ever since Sunday about something his dad said to me, and it made him so upset and nervous that he couldn't come to school. So my parents must have talked to his parents about what happened, and now I feel like I messed up because it caused a big deal and hurt Kyle, and I know it was a big thing for him to have a friend over, and now he feels really bad about it.
My nephew just turned 14 and is going through puberty. He hit a major growth spurt and now his body odor is in full force. I picked him up last week and his body odor was so strong that it lingered in my car for several days. I brought it up to my brother and his wife, as I thought it would best to be handled by his parents rather than his aunt. Unfortunately, they are a bit bohemian and don't have great hygiene themselves. They said they didn't think he smelled bad at all, and that it would hurt his self-esteem if they told him he stank. Well, fuck that. This past week I picked my nephew up per usual. During our visit, I told him that he was growing into a young man, and when that happens, our bodies start to change and emit new smells. I told him that he was starting to get that smell, and if he wanted, we could go shopping together to buy some supplies. At first, he did seem a bit embarrassed because, shocker, he was getting picked on in school for smelling bad. I comforted him by telling him that was completely normal and he isn't the only kid to experience this. But with some shopping, we could fix that. I took him to the store and let him pick out some different deodorants, body washes, and sprays. I felt it was a great experience for both of us, and he genuinely seemed excited about trying out all the different products. After I dropped him off, I received an angry text from my SIL saying I completely overstepped and disregarding their instructions as parents. She said I caused irreversible damage to his self-esteem and I should mind my own business. Otherwise, she wasn't sure she felt comfortable with me spending time with him.
I did not grow up in a shiny happy vacation family that ate dinner together and sang on car rides or anything. I didn't have cousin sleepovers, Christmas traditions, or whatever. And because of that, I am a lot more quiet, internal, etc. than my spouse's family. They are the polar opposite. People stop by at their home unannounced and they're welcomed with open arms. There are so many kids running around all the time laughing and playing and the adults watching them warmly with love. They all share secrets and stories and are very huggy and all that. And they've been super welcoming to me but have started to be very pushy when it comes to some things. For example, at a dinner recently one of the kids wanted to show us the song she learned. Everyone sang along together. I sat quietly and listened. Spouse's aunt kept elbowing me to join in. I smiled and clapped for her but did not sing. That same day, one of the younger kids was going around hugging everyone goodbye. I stooped down and gave her a high five and she toddled off. The mom told me that was weird and to just hug the kid. Well, a bunch of the women my age were planning a girls-only camping trip and talking all about all the fun and girly things they want to do, all of the bonding experiences they wanted. I am not interested, so I declined politely but did say they could use our camping supplies. The organizer got frustrated and roped in my MIL. Both of them teamed up on me that they're trying on their end to get me to open up and be part of the family more. I said that was so nice of them but that I have opened up a lot and they need to understand that it all goes two ways. I have given in so much and they know a lot more than I ever wanted. I've done a lot of things with group events, one-on-ones, shopping, getting hair done, wedding stuff, etc. I would have preferred strongly to just not do any of it, but I knew it was a give and take thing and challenged myself to open up. I explained this and said I appreciate them and I know it's difficult for them, but reminded them that it's difficult for me as well. And I'm trying as hard as I can. My therapist and I work on this all the time. This really bothered my MIL and she went to my husband to complain. He defended me and told her that I've done nothing wrong. He reiterated this to me as well and said that he thinks I have done a lot more than he expected me to and he's proud of me. But it didn't sit well with MIL, who reached out to tell me that she was upset that after 8 years, I still treat them like we aren't family. But to me, I do treat them as family.
24F at getting married next spring. My best friend from childhood is one of my bridesmaids. She is 22. We've always been close even though we aren't very alike. She's always been sheltered and is pretty religious. About 5 months ago, she got her first real boyfriend. She is very into him and believes they will get married. They might actually because he's also pretty religious and sheltered. I know for a fact that their first time having sex was with each other. You know how the bridal parties enter the ceremony 2 by 2 and then have introductions during the reception? Here's the issue. My best friend told me that she thinks it's disrespectful of her and me as well if she walks down the aisle or enters the reception with a groomsman, or another man as she puts it. She thinks that it would be respectful of her relationship if her boyfriend walks with her for these two parts. To be clear, she is not suggesting her boyfriend be in the wedding party. She just wants to walk down with him, then he will go sit in his normal spot. I think this is a weird request and I would like to say no. It would just make things look awkward. I don't think she would decline to be a part if I say no, but she will be upset and say I'm not respecting her relationship. Before y'all say maybe it's him putting her up to it, I don't think so. This is something I can see coming from her, but maybe it is him.
My 24F daughter, 4F, goes to her grandparents' house every day that she's with her dad so they can watch her to babysit while her dad works. They put arm floaties and goggles on her when she gets in the pool and watch her from outside the pool. I told them to stop putting them on her, because she is in swim classes and it causes delays and regressions in her skills and causes her to swim with unnatural skills. They told me it's okay. It's safer and they feel more comfortable having her in the pool that way. I told them I take her to swim every week, and I see her regressing and struggling to be comfortable in the pool now without floaties or goggles when she normally is a very strong swimmer for her age, and I'm not really asking. Her swimming instructor also agreed that using these can cause a regression in her swimming skills. She said they don't get in the pool and reiterated they feel more comfortable when she has these things with her. I said they should be in the pool with her regardless, and either they can do that or I'd prefer her not to be in their pool unless she can be free in the pool with no goggles or floaties, and she'll have to wait until I or her father can be in the pool with her. They said I'm being unreasonable and that they will put her in the pool and I'm being unfair and they're just trying to be safe. I said they're going to cause safety issues in the long run if she finds herself in a position where she falls in a pool or something similar and can't get herself out because her skills have regressed. They're calling me overdramatic, and her father is getting mad at me as well.